Two, one. Hi, my name is Jessica Bayhall, and I am one of the prevention education specialists with Great Rivers Regional System for Addiction Care. And today I'm here with Paula. I had the opportunity to meet Paula last year as part of the Run for Recovery's planning committee. And so we are doing this series right now called This Is My Story. And we are talking to individuals who are in recovery. And we want them to tell their story, to let people know that recovery is possible. And Paula is going to be one of those people to tell their story today. And so Paula, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to you and let you tell your story.
Okay, thank you. Okay, so I'm Paula. I'm alcoholic. My sobriety date is October 16th, 2018. I grew up, I had a pretty normal childhood. My mom worked, my dad, he was actually one of us. He was an alcoholic. When I was 10 years old, my dad passed away in his sleep, and it was due to his drug and alcohol problem. He was young, and from that moment on, I feel like I had a void, and I had to grow up fast, and just a lot happened, and I ended up turning to drugs. It was started off like recreational. I turned to boys, and it became it eventually became an everyday thing. I started off using opiates. I drank, I smoked weed, and I was very young. I was 12, almost 13 when I started, and at 16 I was partying, and I dropped out of school. I ended up pregnant with my first child, which thankfully I quit using during that time. But it wasn't too long after that that I returned to using drugs. After she was born, I was 17 and moved out on my own. And at 18, I caught my first charge, possession with intent to deliver Xanax. And I ended up going to prison. And when I got sentenced, I found out that I was pregnant. So I had my son in prison as well. Drugs definitely took me down a path that I never thought I would go down, and I never woke up and thought that I was going to be a drug addict. I was feeling a void. Felt like I had daddy issues. I had a broken home, and it was a temporary fix, and it just numbed me because I didn't want to feel. But it ended me up in prison. I've been in and out of jail. I've been to rehab 3 times, and I kept quitting, and I kept giving up. I just wouldn't surrender, I feel like, and I didn't have my higher power, which is God, today. I just always had to have my hands in things. I always felt like my way was the right way. I wasn't willing to try something different. I kept doing the same thing over and over, expecting different results. And that's the insanity of it. It just never was enough. I just kept digging. I think this last time I went to rehab at Recovery Point, I really wanted to just live, and I wanted it for myself. Every other time I had went into treatment or I got locked up, it was because I had to be, or because it was what was wanted, and I didn't want it for myself. I didn't care enough, I feel like, about myself to totally give up and just throw my hands up and say I can't do it anymore. And this time I really wanted to live. I had overdosed several times. I caught new charges, because each time I left rehab, it got worse. and it always gets worse. Um, but I really wanted to live this time. I really wanted it for myself. And this last time in treatment, I found my self-worth. I found um, that love and respect for myself that I had lost. I realized that I was worthy of recovery, that I wasn't my past, and that, my mess could be a message, and that I just had to move forward and make, my past my biggest asset. And so today and now I get to be part of the solution. I get to work with people who are just like me because I've been there. I'm a recovery coach. Um, I have a great job at a hospital that if you asked me, almost 20 months ago if I would be doing that, I would have said no. I never would have thought that I would be doing that. I get to just be there for people. I have care and concern today for people. I have a chance to be a mom again, and I get to work on that and being there because I've been in and out. And you're always going to be mom or dad, and no one can take that from you. And now they get to see a sober me, and they get to be able to you know trust what I say because I mean what I say today, and they don't have to worry. My family don't have to worry. Recovery is definitely possible. Um, I have, I've been the one that's not wanted to wake up the next day, and I've been the one, you know, that was an IV user and Robin, and you couldn't trust me, and just all that. I've been there, and just felt so hopeless, like so lost. And today it's not the case. And it's been something that I've worked on. I have a sponsor on a H. I work the 12 steps. I get involved. I try to do service work. I have a good support group. I have an amazing support group of people that I have built up over time that are there for me, or I reach out if I need help. Because life on life isn't easy, but they say my worst day sober is better than my best day high, and it's such the truth. Like things happen, and it's not always sunshine and rainbows, but that's the beauty of recovery. Like we learn to deal and cope with things on life terms, and we don't have to pick up and use over any of it. But if this does anything, I hope it helps, somebody that is having a hard time or thinks that they're alone, because you're not. And I'm just like you. And there is hope, and it's possible to recover. I'm definitely living proof, and I'm so grateful to be asked to share, because they say you can't keep it without giving it away. And that's the truth. We have to share our story. Even if it helps one, it's worth it. We're all the same. We're just trying to stay sober and live a life worth living, and be happy and be productive members of society today. And it's definitely possible, and there is hope. My higher power today is who I rely on a lot of the time. I pray a lot, I meditate, but finding that and just knowing that I was worth it and doing it for me, it was just, I can't tell you how my life has changed over the last 20 months, because I was so hopeless. And I'm really grateful that you asked me to do this. And I really hope that it helps somebody.
Absolutely. Well, I want to say thank you, Paula, so much. I actually got the opportunity to watch Paula graduate a few months ago. So that was so awesome. If anyone has never been to a graduation, I think you said it was Recovery Point, but hopefully
Yes.
you did say that. But if you've never had the opportunity to go to one of the Recovery Point graduations, I will tell you right now that is one of the most amazing things I have ever seen. I've had the opportunity to sit through two of those, and it is wonderful. And so I was able to see Paula walk across that stage with the biggest smile on her face, and it was absolutely wonderful. And so, Paula, I want to say thank you so much for sharing your story. I loved what you said about how you can turn a mess into a message. That is so true. And so, thank you so much for telling your story. If anyone out there is listening today or while you're watching has any questions for Paula or would like to get in touch with her, feel free to reach out to us via the Great Rivers Facebook page. And we would love to put you into contact with her. Again, Paula is a peer recovery coach in the Charleston area. And so, again, if you have any questions for her or need to get in contact with her, please reach out to myself or one of the other Great Rivers staff, and we can make sure that Paula and you get connected. So again, Paula, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And be on the lookout for more stories from people who have lived recovery, who are living recovery day in and day out. So thanks again, Paula.
You're welcome.